kick off, Ray?
Why not, mate? I guess just first off, how's Tom going, and how's he doing, I guess?
Yeah, look, that was my first concern coming in the rooms, was to see how Tommy was, and he's up, he's talking, he's got his family and friends around him, and obviously his teammates. But the pleasing thing is he's up and about, but he goes straight into the protocols, and we'll take no risk with Tom.
How did you sort of see it? So obviously you garnered quite an emotional response from the fellas. How did you sort of see it?
Well, I haven't really had a good look at it, and I don't really want to make any comment on it other than my first concern was for Tom and his family. Like, it looked nasty, and clearly when someone goes down like that you love and you care about, like how his teammates do, they're going to rally around him, which they did. So, as I said, my first concern was with Tom.
We rarely see a player knocked out fully at the ground. Does he need to go to hospital, have any further assessment tonight, tomorrow? What's the plan with him?
Yeah, look, he'll get monitored really closely by a medical team. They'll make the best decision there. As I said, he's up talking. He can remember the majority of the game, and that's a good sign. But clearly he's going to be monitored quite closely by a medical team.
Just on the response, just one more on this one. I mean, we saw Jack Viney really aggressive but clean. Then Clayton Oliver straight away. You must have been wrapped with your leaders and the way they responded to quite a confronting situation. Yeah,
absolutely. You love that about your team, that when you have someone that you care about and you love a lot, they stick up for him, and the response from his teammates was outstanding. And I think this is the big part of what we're doing as a team, is being a great teammate. And you saw today when Tom went down, the response from the guys around him and the team was outstanding, and that's what you love, and that's what we're building.
You're making a performance today that they challenge you at different times.
Yeah, it's AFL footy. It's a tough game. There was momentum either way, throughout the game. But I think one of the great things about today is you got to learn how to win. We've been in positions in the last 4 or 5 weeks where we could have had chances to win games of footy, and we haven't. Today we stepped up when we got challenged. I thought the coaches did a great job in managing the game better for our group, and we were able to keep the scoreboard where we wanted it. And then the players' credit, they were able to raise the fight and get the game on their terms. And I was really happy, especially with our younger guys, how they stepped up in the game.
What about Jake Melksham's continued form? Another 5 goals.
Yeah, he's going all right, isn't he? Yeah, he's unbelievable, Jake. He's having an unbelievable season. And it's a credit to him. He's put so much work in, and at his age to be performing the way he is, we've found his niche in his role and what he's doing, and how he's helping those other key forwards around him in Jacob Van Rooyen and Matty Jefferson. He's doing an enormous job for us as a footy club right now in terms of not only his performance, but his ability to mentor and help grow a pretty young forward group is outstanding.
We've been focusing a lot on Collingwood's +30s and their contract status. What about Jake? Does he deserve another deal for next year?
Oh, if he keeps playing the way he's playing, of course he does. We'd love Jake to keep playing, for as long as he keeps performing like this. He's an outstanding player, and as I said, he's helping our young forward line so much right now.
And just the fact, to come back, late 2023, the serious knee injury didn't look good for him at that stage. You showed the faith in him, and then for him to repay it the way he's doing, has it even exceeded your expectations on what he could have done after that?
Yeah, it has. I've coached Jake for a long time. All the way back in his Essendon days when he first got drafted, all the way through to now, and he's just got better and better and better as a player the older he gets. And he's a very smart player. And obviously in 2023, when that incident happened, I think his chance for success, I think in his own mind was, okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to get my opportunity again. But his commitment was to get back middle of last year, give himself the best chance. And then this year, his form's been unbelievable.
It's dangerous to crystal ball too much in this game that we're in, but could you see him sort of playing this role for a year or two? Especially with you've got such young forwards coming through, could he really bed down a spot like that for a few years if he keeps playing the way he's doing?
Yeah, I think as an industry, I think we've gone, probably back 3, 4, 5 years ago, we probably retire players a little bit soon. And I think what we're seeing across the competition is there's guys 34, 35, even 36 that are playing some pretty strong footy right around the competition. And I think it's a credit to the high performance teams and the players. And I think the coaches have really brought in that you can't buy that type of experience. And what they provide for the team, especially where we are right now, is outstanding.
What was the theme today? It felt like there were kids everywhere in the rooms before, from the president down to all the players. Was there a certain theme around the club today?
Oh, we just want to make sure that we put a smile on as many people as we can, and that's our teammates, our family, our friends, and our supporters. That's one of our big purposes, to make sure we can put smiles on faces. And there's no better feeling when you walk into the room post game like today, even in the position that we're in, and you just see so many smiles. And we want to make sure our rooms feel like that as often as possible, because that is the best part of footy, when you first walk off the ground and you see the people you care about so happy about performance.
Bailey was probably close to his best game for the year today. How did you sort of see his performance?
Yeah, huge response. I know he was really disappointed with his game last week, and he went to work throughout the week. We probably played him in a slightly different role for the last 7 or 8 weeks, and he's evolved his game, and he started to really perform to a really high level today. So credit to Bailey. And I thought a lot of our players they're not wasting time. I've spoken a bit about not wasting a session or a game or an opportunity to get better. That's for our old and our young. And I thought even Christian Petrarca and Clayton Oliver, the work they did during the week, it came out in their game today.
Tom McDonald didn't waste his chance. When did you tell him he was back in, and how did you assess his first game in a few months?
Yeah, look, we spoke to him Friday and said there's a high chance that you'll be playing with Steve's illness. And he's been in really strong form at VFL level, and we know what he can do. And it's an exciting back group, obviously, with Daniel Turner and Jake Lever and Stephen May, and the opportunity for Tom to come in was there, and he just took it with both hands. He's once again an experienced player that performed to a really high level today. He was outstanding in being able to fill that role from a positional but also experience. It is competitive down there. We've got Blake Howes, who played in the VFL yesterday, who just looks like he's commanding an AFL spot. So it's highly competitive, but healthy.
Nice to mark your milestone with a win as well.
Yeah, look, as a coach, you don't really think about milestones very often, but when the club mentioned it to me early in the week that this was your 200th, it just gives you a chance to reflect on your coaching, your group and your footy club. And I've been so privileged to be a part of the Melbourne Footy Club, to the oldest club in the land. It's got an enormous rich history, and I don't take sitting in this seat lightly. Been able to transition the group, right from its early days all the way through to success. But right now, this is the part of the process I love the most, when you're trying to build something special again. And that's what I love about coaching, the challenge, the people and the footy club. And I'm privileged to have a footy club like I have.
So next week there's another milestone, the 200 with the club, isn't it? Because you had that one with the...
One with the Bombers. Yeah, maybe we should celebrate again, eh? What do you reckon?
It's about celebrations.
What can you get out of the next 6 weeks? I mean, you ended a bit of a losing streak today, but do you feel like the seasons can peter out at this point in July when you don't have finals to play for? But what can you get out of it?
Oh, we can get so much. As I said, we don't want to waste the game. We don't want to waste the session. We're trying to get a young group of players connected with our older group and build a new frontier for the Melbourne Footy Club. And we're not going to waste any time in doing that. As I said, this is sometimes the best part of the process. Throughout the year, we've been able to be really competitive with some of the best teams in the competition, which is a great indicator that things aren't too far away. But it's also an indicator that we've got a lot of work to do. But this game... it demands that you learn how to win consistently, demands that you just keep getting better all the time. And we're really confident that with our youth and some of the experience we've got, that we can grow quite quickly.
Any other concerns outside of Tom today?
No, we're all clear today, which is great.
That was the other thing about Melksham, right? He got a head knock and it looked like his shoulder was sore as well, but all clear there?
Yeah, all clear. He just got a little, I think they call them stingers. So that's all good. Thank you.